Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Hi, I'm DKWILL. This is DKWILL Talk About It. And a slight change up from XRP, but once again, really not a slight change up from XRP. And you can tell by the title of this article here from October 14th, yesterday. It says the Brics currency backed by gold and XRP shows impressive progress. Let's talk about that a little bit, the Brics gold backed currency and how the XRP ledger integration progress is impacting those Brics nations. And keeping in mind that over the course of time, if you've been with me any measure of time, I've been covering this topic. And matter of fact, my first internet presence in the financial world was on realcommunityengagement.com. And I sat and listened and read people's messages for a while. And then finally, I said, cryptocurrency, gold and precious metals, real estate are the wave of the future. Ride the wave. Everyone who's known me over these last 8 years or so, 7 or 8 years or so, knows that. But in the history of this channel, we've covered a lot of Brics and gold related items because it all started with the Iraqi dinar. And the Iraqi dinar, like I say here, this is bigger than the Iraqi dinar. This is bigger than the Iraqi dinar. It's part of a playlist if you want to watch it. But what I tried to bring out to folks who were stuck in the hopium measures of Iraqi dinar, so focused on Iraqi dinar, is that this has always been bigger than the Iraqi dinar, and the BRICS nations were hard at it, whereas gold-backed money was on its way. I've mentioned in some of my prior videos. I even had disagreements, we'll call them, not arguments, with some of the other parties, and they couldn't accept the fact that gold was going to back our money eventually, gold-backed money, sound money. And as you can see, as I'm scrolling through these titles, for instance, it's all about gold and a GCR. It's bigger than the Iraqi dinar. Throwing bricks and blockchains at the Iraqi dinar. So tying in that gold, crypto, and the normal monetary system aspect and tying those in together to see where the financial system was heading. The new monetary system, bills on bricks. And we're going to see that because I've often said that they got to get the little guys ready before the big guy gets on board. It wouldn't be fair otherwise because you can't trade maple leaves for gold leaves. It wouldn't be fair. But sure enough, the time has come for the gold BRICS money to come on board, and we'll see that the BRICS nations have been getting ready very, very much. And I also did a video, and I'll put several of the cards. I can put 5 cards on a video. I'll put the cards up there for you. This one here, a BRICS unit is also bigger than the Iraqi dinar. I'll make sure to put that one up here. But going back to the article, yeah, I patted myself on the back, and rightly so. So if you like what I do here, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share. Help me grow. I had a little spurt of growth recently, but then it looks like 1,000 subscribers is like a resistance for me. I needed to become a support. I need to bust through that resistance and then bounce off of that support. Not that I want to go backwards, but please, if you want to subscribe, I'd love it. It says the BRICS gold-backed currency using XRP. Let me say that again. The BRICS gold-backed currency using XRP is showing real progress right now, and member nations are actually building the infrastructure needed for trade settlements that can bypass dollar systems entirely. Central banks from BRICS countries have been working directly on the XRP ledger for years. So, all of those arguments we had, folks, you shouldn't have been arguing with me. For years, they have been working with the XRP ledger. And the evidence keeps piling up that this alternative to the current financial setup has become more serious by the day. And I also did a video where I talked about the target and I talked about Russia and the SIPs and how Russia was going to get around sanctions and how Russia's system also used XRP. If I can remember that video, I'll put the card in here as well. But this goes on to say that the BRICS gold-backed currency XRP ledger reveals latest progress. It has been under development quietly by the BRICS nations, and most people had no idea this was happening. If you were listening to DK Will talk about it, you absolutely knew this was happening. So it wasn't a matter of whether or not you knew it was happening because, see, I told you. It was a matter of whether or not you believed me. Well, here's some more proof. The central banks build gold excuse me, I'm hung up on gold. Build Brics, gold-backed currency XRP infrastructure. Brazil's central bank has published papers that specifically name Ripple in its tests of this distributed ledger systems and private sector projects in Brazil already using the XRPL for tokenization. And that's the big move now with BlackRock coming on board and financing right now. The XRPL's escrow system locks payments and releases them automatically, which streamlines the whole process. The BRICS currency progress has been consistent across several years of meetings, research papers, and economic forums at the time of writing. This suggests a coordinated strategy rather than just a one off experiment. Now, let me be clear here. They're going to get the little guys ready before the big guys get on board. It's just only fair. So, although they take an antagonistic oppositional approach in the narratives, this is a concerted, all part of the planned effort in unison for the nations. It's not a battle for a change of the entire monetary system. And now the verbiage, the narratives, the storylines are all exploding. And now the mainstream are becoming aware. But if you've been with DK Will and you believe what I was telling you, you'd already be there. It says China has already developed its digital yuan long time ago. India will soon become active. India was one of the first nations to go digital currency, cryptocurrency, have a digital rupee. This means the information systems of the three countries could be combined for transactions in digital currencies. Let me tell you about that information systems. ISO 20022. In November, next month, a month from today almost, is the deadline. So, yes, they're ready. It says Russia and China drive gold reserves. And if you'll recall, remember I told you that BRICS unit? I strongly encourage you to watch that video too. They were a little longer back then. It's 25 minutes, so spare yourself some time. But it's worth it if you want to see where money is going. Because if you can see where money is going, maybe you can put yourself there to receive it when it gets there, not go chasing after it when the wind blows it around. It says BRICS is developing the new currency model that would use gold as the backing asset, while XRP serves as the bridge to settle trades quickly across multiple essential payment corridors. Unlike Bitcoin, which is volatile, or Ethereum, which faces congestion issues, XRP has engineered a fast and cost effective solution that was built specifically for institutional use. And time and again, I've said, because Brad Garlinghouse said it back in 2018, 17, that it was never designed for the retail speculator investor. But they had to get a market, like Dilip Raul said. He said it, that it was just a bunch of noise, but they had to create the market. There's a video back there for that too. So if you want to catch up, you can start looking at my playlist, or you can just start walking through them because it has been timely, kind of like the Bible. Thou shalt not steal is about 6,000 years old, but guess what? Even in today's law, thou shalt not steal. That's the thing about principled knowledge and information. It never fades. Laws can fade. I mean, it could have been illegal to park your horse in front of a post office, but nobody uses horses anymore. I made that law up. It goes on to say Russia has its own reasons for pushing this forward. The country is concerned about the ability of the U.S. to freeze its reserves. Okay, forget all that. I said back 4 years ago they were going to get around the sanctions, and they did. Money will move within information systems, bypassing banks, and therefore no one abroad will be able to see these transactions. That also means there will be no need for the Nostro Vostro accounts in each country's borders, with each a variety of international currencies to be able to do business. So that alone will free up so much capital. There's a video about that. It will free up because XRP is also the liquidity bomb. I think that's the name of that one. So much capital freed up. And all of this liquidity and all this fast pace we're going through now is what's going to make XRP totally explode sooner or later. BRICS gold-backed currency release date and timeline. Now, this is interesting. Let's see what it says. The release date for the BRICS gold-backed currency remains under discussion at the time of writing, with some analysts suggesting a potential 2026 timeline. Years ago, that sounded like a long time ago, but guess what? There's only November and December left in 2025. Member nations are conducting pilot programs and checking how XRPL can fit into their long-term financial systems, along with the RLUSD, the trillions that will be able to be used in this process. The evidence doesn't mean entire national systems have moved onto the public ledger yet. It points to preparation. Central banks with Brics are examining the strengths of the XRP ledger, running pilots, and assessing its compatibility with existing financial frameworks. They're ready. That's why now BlackRock is talking about it. Morgan Stanley is talking about it. Bank of America is talking about it. SBI in China is talking about it. They're ready, folks. They're ready. And that's why we can talk about the future implementation of BRICS gold-backed currency and XRP. The BRICS currency progress that this isn't some fringe theory anymore. No, I've always said, one of my wonderful subscribers said, we're not conspiracy theorists, we're conspiracy analysts. And we've analyzed this right on point, folks, as close as we can be. Considering we don't have any inside knowledge. It's insight, not inside. You follow me? Keep going. The new currency framework using XRP and gold backing has catalyzed a coordinated effort among multiple nations to reduce dependence on the dollar-based payment. Even Trump is involved in this, folks, in the United States, because I have a video with him in there saying, and we've all seen it probably before, that it's going to be a level playing field, probably sooner than most people think, is what he said. That was during his first term. Now we're in his second term, so it's even more sooner than people think. Brics has documented the XRP ledger testing across multiple years of policy papers at the time of writing, and Russia and China support the foundation for this system as they expand gold reserves through various major accumulation initiatives. Okay, I'm sorry if this is a longer video. I don't even know how much time I've been talking on this video, but this is important information, folks. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of us ended up finding out about money and how do you handle and manage money. Many of those in the audience by going after the Iraqi dinar, the Zimbabwe, Vietnamese dong, and the paper currencies. But that was just the initiation. That was the initiation rights. And then the attention has turned to the cryptocurrency and all. But like I said from the very beginning, that was the wave of the future. Ride the wave. In all honesty, some time traveler said it. But nonetheless, this is also big for the Iraqi dinar because I always said, and some of my friends can verify this, I don't want the Iraqi dinar to revalue until they go to the gold backed system. Why? Because I didn't want to be stuck with worthless paper. Well, here we are. The anticipation is being realized. And that BRICS unit that they talked about, that's what they called that dollar back then, that currency back then. I don't know if they call it that now, but it was called the BRICS unit. Watch the video. So, if you've been waiting for the Iraqi dinar, your time might have come. If you listened years ago and recognize that while you're sitting on your hands, you could be investing in crypto, your time has come. And if you listened years ago when gold was only $1,300 an ounce, now what is it, $4,000, $5,000 an ounce? Your time has come and it ain't over yet. It's even that is another thing I said. 5,000, 10,000, 25,000. Book from Jim Rickard. The case for gold. So, folks, this is critical. This is important. And that's why I did a video about it. Now they are openly talking about gold-backed currencies. Now, it's not new. It's been talking about for a while if you've been paying attention. If you haven't been paying attention, that's okay. That's why people like me exist. I'm DK Will. And this is DK Will Talk About It. And so I've talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.